So the Crest TV are the best TV. Come on, turn up the vibes. It's all the Crest TV, home of sports, entertainment, and education, bringing you the stories, the music, and the energy that move Jamaica.
Yes, people. Blessings. Big up yourself, Ronaldo Rankin, the man himself.
Big up,
they say, yeah, panelist or co-host of the century.
That they must say?
Yes, yeah. So, you have to take that, Regine.
Me grateful in that Saturday.
Yeah,
grateful.
So, what's going on, man?
Why, sorry, me like news when I hear that, so we have to keep a little show, you know? If I have half hour to talk about the boss, you know?
We have to, you know? We really have to.
I have half hour.
Trust me, because at the end of the day, you know, as I said, we don't know the minute or the hour, but these are shocking story. Yeah. Shocking story for us. But you don't know things that Sir Rankin. We just want to know that we show our little respect, because I tell you this, you know, when I tell no lie, shocking to me.
No, man, when me hear about this, I have to wonder if I lie, man, them I tell.
Shocking, man, it's shocking, bro. So, I just look upon it and I say, you know, yo, trust me, Dan. Tough. But it is what it is. Let me engage the people in the chat. Bless upon yourself. Remember, as you come in. I tell you, big up the boss. What's to say you? Let me just give all the shout out to the people in the chat, as you don't know. Yes. Yes, Dongle, big up yourself. Campus. Boy, man, change all him thing in a regime, but me understand what you think said. I decide. Yeah, man, Orlando, big up yourself. Bam! What a go on, my legend. Yeah, man, he's absolutely a legend. And, you know, people, I just want to start off by saying this. I really want to express my condolences to his family, most of all, and the wider family, the football family in Jamaica, the sports fraternity in Jamaica, and his friends. Personally, you know, it's strange, you know, people. It's one of the sportscasters or commentator I have not known personally. Yes, as much as we know like Jamaica, I know the sports thing. But we met, but never have any close interaction per se. So, I mean, I tell you, touch, man. It really touches. Touch. Ranking, somebody else coming in the studio.
Oh.
The great stranger.
I agree, Tom Stranger, man. One and only.
Yeah, man. You know, big up yourself, Puggy. Yeah, man, boss commentator, the best sports commentator dropping out. My God. For real? Well, I'm glad me I know one I best.
Mr. Sadi, you glad you know one I best?
Yeah, based on that comment, you know, not saying that, well, I don't know. I hope you understand me, you know, people. You know, me always hear say, in the midst of everything, we still have to have our own like a fun time. We still have to enjoy ourselves. We can't let nothing keep us down. Because
sir.
to tell you the truth, I am going through my own little struggles, yeah, and so on. So it's just one of those things. Just one of those things. And to know that this young man, I say young, because no, you can't call me old. Me appreciate now you call me old.
You're old somebody, man.
Yes. Bro man always giving me advice. What they may get copyright strike from a mainstream company. And he assisted me to get resolved without a question. Close go. Bam, join the panel, bam. I need, yeah. And I hope you link Laron, and people like Laron need to come in tonight and share some real memories, yeah, of the great. So bam, let me share the link, bam. You have to join. As me say, personally, I don't know him. Be Fergie. Oh my god. I want to make you find one like a clippings. Who have me started? My voice gone. When if you hear me to me, I fight it, you know, bam. Me I fight the flow wicked, bro. All right. But bam, me I tell you the truth, man. If I have anything you have, I say, bro.
Look like you're sweat, Sardi.
You know, me kind of hot. All right. You see right now, this background people, I'm in new studio me a build. So it was a blue background. I'm a paint it white. So we have a light up top where I push some heat. Yeah,
It
man,
blew,
so
it blew up in my grass.
no, another blue there, no?
Big up,
Or
big up to you,
deep
man.
blue,
Them.
bro. Yeah,
Big up
so
yourself, you know.
Rajic, where you going with?
There,
So me fighting Pluto, man, for real. All right, boss. I'm gonna say you're gonna show any clippings, buddy. Aye. All right, I'm gonna see if we can find some clippings. Are the great man. Bam, bam. Make your privilege, bam. You can share anything you have. Some clippings, voice, whatever it is. May I beg you, bam. Yeah, man. We need people close. Yes.
Any finals you go on, whether JPL or D Cup or him do it. So you can't find anyone to do.
I say that
I
to
am
say,
the
you know. Yeah, me understand. Yeah, I say. But
I am the
all right,
Hey,
I go find
who
something.
remember a famous goal Maggie the score man against Judges? They want to say, and it's Maggie, Captain Fantastic. Yo,
Yeah.
yo, man, that's the goal, man. Stranger
Right.
remember it. When Maggie both people on Judges, that's a buy.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that's my best man. I found the time
I
me
him
tell
the
you, man
glass
have a
panel.
passion. I found that the time that he have a passion for commentary, brother. He love it. Yeah, man.
Tell you, trust me, man.
Captain Fantastic. Yeah, man. See the Poogie member it, man. The man, when Maggie bossy pan charges. Yeah, man. I heard it, Casey, well, in a Savannah.
Let's see if we can find something, bro. Well, so share your moments, people. Bam, share something with me. Tom, let me hear what you have to say, Tom.
Sardi, I agree with this, Sardi.
Sorry, come on, quick up on me and good night, good night. I'm quick up on my finger down, you know.
No,
Differently, sir.
Sad news, sorry, Tom.
Reactive.
Sad news, man. The first thing you make this morning. Flo beat me
Man,
from about 4 days now.
man, vice in a Sardi, man.
You see me? One time.
Go on, Tom.
Man, vice alone, Sardi, man. Man, vice alone, man. You see me? That vice, man, have Sardi. Echo all across the island, man. You see me? Schoolboy football and JPL. You see me? Right now, it's going to be very, very miss Sardi. You see me? Big man team. I don't know who they don't even have a replacement, Sardi. I don't think there's a replacement for him.
My God. It's rough, you know, yo. And you know, one of the thing is, when I listen, I think me seen at the group somebody compare him to, I call him the Jamaican Peter Jury. That established voice, that commanding voice. So be Fergie, may have something me I go share, just a little part. I know Campus same fingers fast, so I don't know if him have anything to share right now. But for the people who don't know, yeah, man, hey, Hubert Lawrence, bro, for track and field, that was another, stalwart. So the question of the sportscasters, why, man, I tell you no star, I tell you no, bro, tough. But one of the things that we want to give real thanks for, we can hear now and talk about the legacy. Talk about his legacy.
Sadi, he was sick, Sadi. He was sick.
I don't know. The question I'm asking, I don't even remember. He was the one who did the last League Cup final ranking.
Sorry, Sadi, go ahead.
I'm asking if he was the one who did the last League Cup finals.
Who win the D Cup again? Margaret and Garvey. Yeah, man, I him did.
No, man, the last finals the other day.
Oh, other day? No, he wasn't there.
The other day? No,
He was there, but he didn't do the final. He was there, but he didn't do it.
I wonder why.
It was Lee and the guy from Barbados. Gerard Morris.
Okay.
Lee William. No, what are you doing?
Lance Whitaker. Hey, you know that Lance Whitaker was one of the greatest football commentators in the 90s. Trust me, Poogie. In the 90s, I remember the first commentary, our live commentary as a player. It was Lance Whitaker who did that match. And may I tell you, for months and years, Bridget, may I listen to it. Not to mention when the name Kevin Whitaker call, and may I say Jaja. Yeah, man, Lance Whitaker was great. Man, describe the football like anything else. But for the person who don't know the voice, let me just share the little clippings here, and so we can fully understand what's going on or who the great Donald was. All right?
Daly, fabulous, brilliant, superb. What a finish by Nicky Daly. That's his 15th this season, and he just showed his undiluted class. And Clarendon College, 3 goals, 3 points.
As we said, we expected that second goal to open the game up, and it's just...
You hear the voice, people. And I know that there are many others out there that can describe. When I hear that voice, you can say, yes. It's not just the words that he used, but I think the command, yes, the voice in command that he used is great. Should I play it again? All right, I don't have to play it. I'm getting back to another one. All right, so in the meantime, let's just continue. Ah, boy, I tell you, who else is here, people? You touch me for real, man. I'm not tell a lie, Bridget, and knowing that this man offers so much to the sports that we love, to the games that we all love. He brought some life into schoolboy football. I know he did it in JPL, but I can tell you, when he was commentating for a particular broadcasting corporation, if he wasn't the one commentating, I don't want to hear it, bro. Don't want to hear it.
Sir, the one I think with him.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Him don't just know the players by name, but him know even them nickname. When I call him, he know them alias Sadi. He know all players, player alias Sadi, and that love with him.
Yeah. For real, man. Man, really great, Bridget. Really, really great. Hold on. I realize I'm gonna see my messages coming up. Let me put them up. Oh, listen. All right. One talk. Campus, talk to me, Campus, because you overseas and me
Yes,
know
let me
much
share
about
something. May I try to share
Yes.
something? Sorry.
All
Yeah,
right,
but
go
you have
ahead.
to add it. You have to add it.
All right, no problem.
Stop.
All right,
I play it.
play it now.
So you can put a face to the name.
Having been given the opportunity to come here and try and perfect my craft, invited to be a part of this family. There are a couple of times when I thought that, I reached my destination, and in those early years, I was challenged to do more, to be better in terms of the promos that I produce, in terms of the stories that I write, in terms of voicing, in terms of presenting. And there are times that I went through fire. But the point is that the end destination was always gold. Always gold.
Yeah.
I was blessed to work with several interns that came mostly from NCU through different coverage that we had in the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, and they were also talented, and many of them have excelled to the point where they are the best analysts in the country. And I am going to miss providing that opportunity to interact with the very best of our future.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I'm a part of this family, being a part of this Sportsmax Zone, being a part of the home of champions. We have been the standard of broadcasting for so many years. And as you said, Ricardo, we can walk out with our heads.
All right, people. I break it right there because we have to be careful of how long we play these videos.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just
So,
I got to tell you, so you can break it, Just to
yeah,
put
man.
a face to the name for who never know,
Yeah, the people, yeah, tell her.
Tell
We
her,
have to
bro,
get
wake up this morning and I hear the news. Me I tell you, say, you would understand. Tom, I see you send a message and one say, I can't answer. You think like me close. Trust me,
tell her,
bro.
bro.
Don't know what say thing, bro, man.
Because
People
the thing
make
about
me-
it, no,
Mhm.
Taddy, him and a close colleagues of mine, a classmate of mine, Eldorado Mullins, we work the camera for Sportsmax and TVG and CVN. So both of
Wow.
us 6 years older than him. So we know him from young. Somebody may actually know from young,
My God.
Well, I mean, I tell you, say, rock, man, rock.
You
And
know,
then the
honestly,
thing
man,
was,
when I saw it,
it was so sudden, no hospital, no nothing. Baseball me a year. No, man, it's sudden because them saying get up and say my complain about chest pain. And everything that start go down here from this.
all right, so be Fergie, you know who? No, you see the face, you hear the voice. Legendary commentator, bro. Legendary commentator. Just apologize, ranking fans, ranking get bumped off by the internet. All right. Now, another thing that we want to look at people, and sometimes you see, we acknowledge or we give all the flowers to people after they are passed. I will tell you, just like entertainers, musicians, and some of these well known, yes, Jamaicans or even worldwide people. For the musician, the music of these people will play for the entire month or probably for the rest of the year when they have passed. Sometimes I wonder if these persons will really exist or existed. But I'm sure that during his life, during his commentary, we all were giving this man the flowers that he deserved. I tell you, every time I hear the man, I say this man just unique. He have a unique voice, he have a unique presentation. And I hear somebody mention that the man know everything about the players. You research. You research. So just one of these things. Any special memory, Tom, any particular game that he did that you said, boy, this was the game, this was the epic aspect of this man, why you rate him so much? Tom, you hearing me?
Yeah, man.
I was asked.
Sadi, best game I see him do, Sadi. I'm not going to tell you a lie. It's not because of Clarendon College still.
Oh
But
my
Clarendon
God.
College, Glenmuir, Sadi. That was the game, Sadi.
I guess
Clarendon
because
College,
of the
Glenmuir in the final. Sadi, they come not because of school. You see the commentary where man giving at that game, Sadi. The commentary that him giving that game, Sadi, was superb.
and he knows how to bring about the rivalry. I wonder if he use Peter Jury as an example. If it because I remember people, I was watching a little episode on Peter, and he shows you how he prepare for a game. And that man used probably 3 or 4 days before the game for preparation. The man bring out a big book and he start to write. And he write the stats. I say more him write, I more remember them. The man, sometimes I am doing a little thing. All right, put it this way, because as a teacher, yeah, sometimes I do a presentation outside of a regular class setting, yeah, and you would like somebody to give you a prompt at some point. You know, see nobody a prompt the man. And I talk about Peter Jury, but
Fine piece of time game, you know. A special
you find
part of
it.
it. Yeah, man.
All right,
Special part of it.
yeah, man, I
That's a
want you to
special
share it.
part of it. It's a special part of it.
I want you to share it.
You're not ready, tell me. It's
I
a
want you to
special
share it,
part.
man.
Look at this part. Yeah, man.
All right.
A hat trick from Kekim.
You share it in the side. Add it.
Yeah, it up there.
Okay. Now play.
So play.
Listen.
The Run demanded a hat trick from Kekim Dixon. The run from outside the box, the thrill, and the execution, magnificent.
Yeah, his second goal, almost a replica of that one, because he weaved his way through.
There you go, Tom. Just peace out, me again, Tom. Just peace out.
Just
Yeah, man. If Tom said me, I go search for it, man. Because that voice put Kaim Dixon on the map, man, with that goal, man.
All right, my boss. Thank you very much for that. So, people don't hear it. Boy, they tell us that. Trust me. But, as I mentioned, the whole preparation into it. When I started doing YouTube games, and I know my issue, so I'm not going everything about me. But every time I say, boy, I'm going to commentate on a game, I say, Bridget, but I don't know the players, yeah? And each time, like I go to a game and I ask for a match card. Sometimes I in the half time I get the match card. Oh my God, who is this gentleman? Why? Hey, Jeremiah. Me not say nothing more enough. Help me welcome the great, not just Jeremiah tonight, but this man can give us the lifetime of Donald. Welcome to the Saudi Crest Road, Jeremiah. Hey, people, let me tell you something before you start. Jeremiah hype on the show still. Yeah, man.
With Oliver just now, with Mr. Oliver just now, Same vibe,
I just something. I just picked my tablet up and I typed in because it's been a tough day. And I just got on my tablet and I saw this live thing came up, and I saw you just asked Tom about the game that he would have remembered most, and I post something on my status today after Mount Pleasant won the title, and he said, he texted me and he said, Dwight, you're on another level last night. But I said to him, it's only because you were at that level. And because it was you, I was able to get there. That Clarendon College Glenmuir game, I rate that among the best that we've done together. In fact, it's hard to argue against it being the best that we've done together. In fact, we stood the entire game, and I could hear my producer in our ears saying, it looks like we're going to have to make a substitution with you guys at halftime because you're going so hard. But yeah, I mean, Donald was. It was easy to do commentary with him. It was. He just made it a conversation, and you've always said to me, I mean, we've just hit it off together. So we've done many finals together because of just how it is. And as I hear Tom mention it just now, I have a lot of Canon College fans, and even Dixon, who saw me after, and he said, I listened I watched the goals over and over again just to hear you guys, how you describe it. Donald was just different. He was just so good. Was just so good. And I think I was able to be as good as I was because of him. He was that good. It's just hard to take today. I think today was, I left home only twice today. Because it's almost like when I'm home, it's not happening. But when I go out there, at least, I'm saying, oh God, I'm going to see him. He's not here. So you almost look for that safe space. But no, it's a big loss. Huge loss. Huge loss. And whenever I get back into that commentary box, it's going to be hard. But I think we'll just have to honor him by doing a great job,
True. Dwight, I don't know. When was the first time you both did collab together?
When I did commentary with him for the first time?
Yes, for the first time.
I think the first time I did commentary with Donald, I think it was a game at Stadium East. I was just getting into commentary. I think it was 2017 or 2018, around about that time. I was supposed to do a game at Draxall and something came up, and the fiber up, the cable at Draxall got damaged, and I called the night by Sportsmax saying, look, we're not going to do Draxall, we're going to do Stadium East with Kingston College. Now, I'm more about the Costa Cup at the time. I was just getting into it. I'm not somebody who had gone to Carrimack. I mean, I got an audition at Sportsmax because they heard me doing an interview and they said, would you like to come in for an audition? That was Phil Riley. And I went in and I topped the audition. And so I got into it, but I prepared everything for that game at Draxall. And then I was told college. And that was like Friday night and it would be Saturday morning. So I, being new to it and you want your opportunity, I said, I'm not going to make it pass. I mean, it's football. It's a language of football. If I don't know them exactly by name as I would want to, like I would know the boys here, then I said, I'll just talk football language. But when I got into that box, I mean, it was easy. I mean, I spoke football, but Donald just made it a conversation. It was just a conversation. So every time we do commentary, like you're thinking about the audience out there, or what they're thinking of you. I'm not seeing or thinking of millions out there. I'm just thinking of Donald across from me and we're having this conversation. That made it easy. And he was the one who made it like that.
Trust me, I think that if I had the opportunity to sit beside him, maybe not full commentary, but listen, maybe I would be giving you a whole lot. Because, as I mentioned, every time I listen to this youngster, and I say youngster because I can't believe how young he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that was another story for me. It's really heartbreaking when you look at young people. But it is the Lord's word. Another part though, Jeremiah, you also made commentary easy. and most of the time, both of you were collab. I think you have said it, but am I to believe that Donald was the one who make you make it so easy?
Well, you know what he said to me? He texted me and he said, he called me DJ. He said, DJ, sometimes he just texts me after the night after the game and he would say, you were on another level. And he would like, sometimes I stand up and he just joined me in standing up because when the game is like that, then I don't sit and do commentary. I stand because of the vibes. But he did say to me that the combination was quite easy for him. He said the energy I brought was matching, and so for him it was always relaxing with it, and he said because of the knowledge I brought to it, it made his job very easy as well. but even when he does his stuff, it's always his cue. And then over time, I learned with him how to do the commentary, because once he gets into his element, you allow him to go, and there's certain little things behind the scene he does that it's your time now, whether it's the mic at the lips or it takes it away, or he gives that little pause. He always gives that pause so you can hear the audience, or you can hear the fans in the stand. So he gives a little piece, then he breaks, purposely breaks to give you that sound, and then he comes back again. And I feed off those stuff. But like he said to me one day, he said, Dwight, you were easy to listen to. And that makes it even easier for himself. So, I mean, I felt it was a real good duo. And a lot of persons reach out and they say to me, I mean, you two together was something made in heaven. But I listen it back always to hear Donald's side of it, because it's what he does that feeds me. I mean, when he goes on his rant, then I pick up. And a lot of times, if you listen to commentary, even what he just mentioned about Glenmuir and CC, and he may say something, and his last word might be my first word for the analyst side of it, just to segue into it nicely. And I remember one commentary done by Glenmuir, and he said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, just whoa." And I jumped, and when I came in, I said, "Yes, Donald, whoa, just whoa." And it's just, it's like that. He was easy to work with. And even after the hurricane, he came down to Trelawney and he came to see me as well. It's that type of thing that we then created, not just in the commentary box. It was a friendship outside of it. His birthday, he'd call me on the birthday all the time. So we'll chat behind the scene or in preparation for a game. If he's on a game, you'd call me and say, okay, which was the link again that we got this information off. So we helped each other, even if I'm not working with him at that time. But he was a gem, just one of a kind in terms of, I mean, I can tell you, boys listen and watch back these games because Donald was on commentary. And a lot of them miss him this season. I went to a game at Cornell College and I saw a boy and he said, "You're not going back to doing commentary on schoolboy football." He said, "What about Donald? I mean, I'd love to hear when you guys describe our goal." And he turned to his friend and it was like he was imitating myself and Donald describing a goal he scored. But yeah, Donald was special. Was just special. I mean, it's the worst thing that could happen. Death is something you can't prepare for. Even if when you know somebody's sick, when they pass, it's still hard to deal with. Just imagine if I got a list today, to put a list together, then his name would even be at the bottom of it. It wouldn't be on it as well. I would expect to go. So, and notice he's an observer. He came and he did a feature with me in Trelawney after the storm passed at William Nib and the shelter I was managing. So Donald and I is just more than just co-workers, colleagues in a box doing commentary. It's stretched beyond that, and that's how he is. It's infectious. You just have to like him as a guy, as a human being.
You see, people, just forgive me, but the truth of the matter, I was so privileged. I felt very good when I saw Jeremiah came into the studio. So I don't even introduce him, and I was just so happy to have him. I don't know, but I think Jeremiah hide from the show for a number of years now, and I can understand. And you see him come in, but we have to bless him. So people, this is why Jeremiah, of course, is the coach of William Nib High School. I don't know nothing more. He's the coach of William Nib. He's also a commentator, football analyst and commentator. Jeremiah, could you just take a minute or two just to let the fans know a little more about you?
Well, like I said, I played cricket too when I did every sports when I went to William Nib. I'm a past student of William Nib. I played Headley Cup. I played football up to about U16 because I loved cricket, so I went over to cricket. And then I went to 2 boys champs for William Nib as well.
Wow.
I was a distance runner. I did the sciences at William Nib, so professionally, I'm a food chemist by profession. So I work as a food chemist.
What's a food chemist? What do you do?
Well, in my field, as a food chemist, I formulate food, process food, and develop guidelines and stuff for food processing. So I where I work now, we make jerk seasoning. The brand Eaton's. It's a little advertisement now, but that's the brand I work with.
No problem.
So I like jerk seasoning, ketchup, barbecue sauces, hot pepper, jams, chutneys, whatever sauces. So those are the things that I specialize in now at the moment.
Okay.
So I do testing of those products to make sure they're commercially sterile and fit for consumption, and I also formulate foods as well in that. So that's my profession. But football and commentary has become something that, not everybody gets to do the job they love. So for me, commentary, when I do commentary, it's not like work. It's just an extension of play, because you can imagine me sitting down and doing a doubleheader talking about football for like 4 hours. It's not like work. It's not like work. I can tell you that. So if I had my way, it's just that, the food chemistry pays the bill. But yeah, commentary is more of something that I enjoy doing. So yeah, I got into commentary because I was a coach, and I did an interview and Sportsmax liked it, and they said come and do an audition, and that was it. In fact, I did the audition with Donald. I should say that though.
Oh wow.
I went to Sportsmax to do the audition. They said, here's Donald Oliver. We're gonna give you a clip. He's gonna do commentary, and you're gonna do analysis on it. Just freestyle. So he was the guy that when I went into commentary for the very first time to audition, he was the guy I encountered. Like I said, it was easy. So yeah, and currently I'm the general secretary of Trelawney Football Association as well. I run a football club known as Holland United in Trelawney.
Oh, you run that club? Manager or coach?
I am president and coach. So I have 2 titles, which you are allowed to have in the organization. So yeah, we're the first major league club here to have sent a boy straight from Major League to Europe, which we did with a boy known as Krista J. Daly, who was playing in the Premier League for Harborview.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Congrats.
yeah, that's a little bit about me. Yeah.
You see, people may never know all these things. I didn't know the half of what he just mentioned. So you see, it's a really and it's sad to note that this is the reason why you are here, because you need to reappear. I have you on my list.
I have to do it a little bit more. I've worked with even MG and Scene Sports. They've always been at me to get on it. But them, they're saying, look, you have to do something too. You have to do a show too. You have to do something. But when I saw this tonight, I had to come on. I met you the other day up by Dintil. Yes. So when I heard the voice on the thing, I said I had to come on and share a bit, because Donald deserves all the accolades, everything that we can give to him, because it was so good. Trust me, I've always said to him, you're the Peter Drury of the region. And it's not just now. You talk about giving flowers after they're gone. I post something on my status, which is a conversation we had on WhatsApp after the fact with Mount Pleasant in 2023. And he texted me and he said, DJ, you were on another level. And I said, anything specific? And he said, the second goal from Makala was color commentary out of this world. And wow. I said to him in reply that when you're working with the best, it brings out the best. And then I broke off into something saying, I rate you so much. I respect you so much. So it's not just now that I'm talking about it. It's not just now that I'm saying this guy is good and I rate him. It's documented there many times. Even on IG, we chat all the time and I tell him how much I respect him and rate him, because he's that good. And I think we should just honor him by playing those clips over and over as much as we possibly can. I know you said you have to break off from some of them, but yeah, we should, because there's none like him. And I tell you what, Tom, I have to say to you, I appreciate you choosing that one as your top one, because honestly, I felt it was, if you saw us, if there was a camera with us behind the scene, Tom, you would have seen it's almost like we were jumping up and down. All celebrating. You celebrate every good moment. You don't have a team that you're going to the game with, but any team giving you that vibes. Like one of my favorite places of doing commentary is down by Arnett Gardens on a Monday night. A packed Stony Paulin complex.
Really vibes.
You can't sit and do commentary. You just can't sit and do commentary. When it's that good, you stand. So that night we did 90 minutes on our feet. Just calling that Glenmere Clarendon game. Yeah, that was good. That's good.
I don't know if you plan to stay a long time, but you know, this show is a show with panelists, and I have at you since you came on, so I'm just gonna allow Tamar Campus. Who else we have here? Shand and Rajic. Just any questions, anything that they want to say to you. Tom.
Sorry, only thing I want to say to him still, sorry, that we don't want him on the show as a coach. Want him back as a coach and stuff, you know. I know
Okay.
he's here tonight just to represent Mr. Oliver and stuff like that, but we'd like him on the show next time as a coach so we can ask him some natural question, you know.
You sure that's some tough question you attack?
No, man. I have one specific question when we want to ask him still. Over the years, me see same thing. I don't just want to know one thing. I don't know if you may like to answer that tonight still.
What's that? I didn't hear the question.
When we gonna see a senior William Nib team, like a senior William Nib team, because over the years I've been seeing a young William Nib team. I would like to know when I'm going to see a senior team.
I'm hoping that in 2 years that will happen with this set of boys. I've finally gotten the school to agree that they need to really do all that is necessary to keep this bunch of one of the problems we're having, and some of it is the boys' fault too, because I mean two seasons ago I had some youngsters and some of them were not available to me this season because of academic reasons. So one of the things that we're going to have to do is not leave it to chance as well. So we are looking at our, funding a remedial program to ensure that the boys are available to me when it comes around. So like this season, it was hard. It was hard because my entire back line, only one boy was 15. The rest of them were 13 and 14. Well, one was 15, one was 13, and the rest were 14 out of 5, including the goalkeeper. So I'm hoping in 2 years' time that this team will be kept together and we can mature. They're not most talented, but willing to work, as you can see, especially epitomized by what many people consider a lucky win against Central, but that's something we practice so hard. So they're willing to be tactically astute, but if we can get them a little bit more technically sound, and cognitively better, then I think we can see a senior William Nib team in a little while. I mean, we've gone to 2 quarterfinals. I think it's about time that we start. We've consistently been at round of 16 quarterfinals since I've been at William Nib, but I need to kick a door down, and on the other side, hopefully there's some trophies on it. So hopefully in 2 years, to answer your question, hopefully in 2 years.
Good night, Dwight. Good night, Dwight. Good night, Dwight.
Good night.
Talk us through this moment, please. Sorry, put this up on the screen for me, please.
Come again?
Talk us through this moment, please.
Okay, which one?
Excessive celebration. Here's a corner kick for Mount Pleasant. It's a good delivery. He's done it again. Sule McCullough has done it again. He's wearing the captain's armband, and he is the chosen one, surely, from Mount Pleasant. That's his second goal in this final. His third this season.
I had to cut it.
You have to cut it.
I don't want to get. You were there with him that night, right?
Yes, that's the one that's the goal that he texted me the next day to say to me that DJ, you were on another level last night, and I texted him back and I said to him, anything specific? And he said Sule McCullough's second goal, it was color commentary out of this world. And as he said, talking through the moment, a lot of times people think you go to these commentary thing with pre-prepared script as to what you're going to do, but I mean, sometimes you look out for people. Like once there's a corner kick, you start playing your head that it could be McCullough because he's so good in it. So when the moment comes up in the game, there's certain people that comes to mind. And then now what helps you is the good thing for me, and that's why Donald is so good. He has to go at it immediately, and I can take it in a little bit, and he can go on his rant, and I can process in my head a little bit more. Sometimes he will turn to me because, funny enough, sometimes when a goal is scored, you don't clearly see who it is. He doesn't see who it is, but he needs to know pretty early. So I need to be on the lookout. So he may look at me while he's talking, and I'll point something on his match card to say this is the guy, and then he'll just jump into it. So sometimes when they go on a rant, is to give them time to be able to pick that person out. On that night, it was clearly McCullough, and he went on it. But what helped me was we talked to pictures. So when he did it, and he said McCullough again, then okay, I have to be a little bit more colorful. I can't go with the same words. And he did it at the other hand. So what words do I come up with? And on the spot you're thinking, and deja vu comes again. And I say it was deja vu. And, then the picture went on. Then Anderson was in the box, and Anderson scored at the other hand. And I said Anderson was trying to keep pace with him. And then on the picture, I saw McCullough pumping his fist down. And then in my head, it says, I am the man, I am the man. So that was right to the picture. So you have to talk to the pictures and give something to the picture that makes sense. And then it went on the goals, and I said he has made the goals happy again. So it's as the picture comes up, the brain just runs to something. So I saw the cameraman went on Peter Gould, who's the owner, and I said he made them happy. And then I went on to say, well, I don't want to know what he'll get for that. Just trying to say he has so much money he could get.
When you listen to that reaction from Donald at that time, at that split second when Sola scored that goal, you have to wonder if Donald, when you saw Donald's reaction to that goal, that split second reaction immediately as Sola scored.
You're breaking up. I don't know if it's my internet or yours.
Yeah, it's your internet. It's yours.
It's yours.
I will repeat.
Repeat.
You hearing me now?
Not clearly.
All right, sorry.
If somebody else is hearing him clearly and can tell me if their thing is better, then
yeah, hear me clear, Tom?
All right, go again. Ask the question again. Let me see if I can chance.
That split second commentary immediately after Sola scored that goal. You were wondering if Daniel saw that the day before or the night before. That split second, the voice that went with that goal. Like he knew Sola was going to score. If you listen to the feed, Sadi.
Just right on par.
Oh, right, you're saying that it's... You're saying like it sounded like he knew he was going to score?
Yeah. It immediately as he hit that ball, Donald, they were in sync. They were both one.
I tell you what, all right, you go into these games, and when you go into the game, when you're doing your research, you look at the persons who are likely to score. And your front players are always going to be on your radar. So you're going to have all the information on these persons as much as you possibly can. McCullough was having a decent season. He was, when set plays comes up, he's such a big factor in it. So you're ready for it. In terms of having something scripted for the moment, no, not necessarily. But you have all information on him in terms of the amount of times he scored, how many headers he has scored, maybe how many set plays he has done it from. So once you get into a set play, you are zeroing on McCullough. You might even be so bold enough to say, just before the kick is made, you said, could this be a McCullough moment? You do that because if it happens, then you've made such a big impact on your night. So yes, it's like you expect that a corner kick, it could happen. And because he scored at the other end, once this came up again, then you were zeroing on him to say, what if it? And then when it happened, almost a replica, and that's what I said, it was deja vu, a replica of the first. You knew, I mean, it was easy. McCullough, I tell you what, it's the footballers who made it easy for us. I mean, when they do what they do, because as commentators, and Donald does it so well, sometimes the game is not that exciting, but it's our job to try and make it exciting. I remember
I
doing
was
a
about
game.
to ask that question.
I remember doing a game up by Captain Horace Burrell Center for Excellence, and the cameraman below the commentary booth looked up at me and Donald, and he said, "Are you guys watching the same game we are watching? Because this game through my lens is dull and boring, and you guys are going on up there as if something exciting is taking place." And that's what that's what you have to do as commentators, is that you have to bring color to it, and nobody brings color to it like Donald. I mean, he was so good at making maybe something that was black and white looks like a rainbow. He was that good at it, and that's the job you have as a commentator. And sometimes it's hard because the games are really dead rubber, but you have to muster the thing up and really dig deep, and those are the games that you have to just bring to life. I mean, the ones where the games are exciting back to end to end, like Karen and Glenmuir and what was going on, those are easy because you're in your element. It's flowing, and you're like a fan, and you're just exhaling excitement. The ones that are dull are the ones that you have to work hard at, and Donald did well. But yeah, I mean, no, we didn't expect, not that we didn't expect him to score, but we were ready if he scored, and he did.
You see, before you get to me, Campus ranking wanted to find this Spence free kick against Glenmuir. You know, the question I asked, you know,
I find it, you know, anytime when I'm ready, man. I find it already, man.
You put it up? You share it?
I can share it now. So
just share it, man. I may add it. Listen. Tell me how easy or how difficult it is to take your personal self out of a game, don't do it. And the last question I ask, you know, because this is like a your interview. I don't want to say more, but
no, man, you have to make do it, man. Trust me, Sadi, we grew up. This voice make it look forward to Monday Night Football. We don't even want to go to the game. We want to watch it on the TV. We want to watch it on Sports Max.
I appreciate that. I truly appreciate it. The biggest
Premier League.
One of the biggest accolades I've gotten was from Lance Whitaker. He said to me once that you're easy to listen to and your diction is quite good. And then I remember one time Never Bell came up to me and he said, I love listening to you even more than I listen, and I won't say it, even more than he listens some of his own on his thing. But yeah, those are some of the biggest accolades. But what he just said there is the moments we live for as commentator, is to know that the fans appreciate and they feel good, because there's a popular a well-known journalist, written one, I mean, Paul Reed, a good friend of mine, and he said he normally he watched the football like Monday Night Football. He used to turn the commentary off and just watch it. But he said, listening to myself and Donald, he would listen to commentary, and that was big. That was big for somebody who said he would normally turn it down.
You people brought a different energy to the Monday Night Football.
It's
It's
sad.
not only football alone, because remember, I'm a tracks man, you know.
Yes,
and
true.
I listening to Donald, you know, man, when time Jamaican girl, them take it to them, you know.
Yes,
That's joy, you know. But two legendary voice, man. One of my saddest moments was his farewell for Sports Max. I listened to everyone else. Listened to everyone else, but when Donald was talking, that brought tears to so many eyes.
And that's how he does. His thing is never.
He was talking.
Yeah, he's never just words putting out. It's always from the heart. It's always deep down. It's emotional. It has something with it. You know, it has life to his words. You know.
All right, talk us through this moment. This is a ranking moment, Sadia. Can put it up.
Hold on, but I don't remember if man answer my question.
Which one that?
I say how difficult it is for you to separate your personal self from a game. Because I know, I mean, going into a game, somehow you probably have a favorite for that game. Or you probably have some players who are you just love them play.
Yes.
How difficult it is to separate your personal self.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. You're a human being too. Like I will tell you, I love Kaheem Dixon. When he plays, I want him to do well. Because he, to me, is a commentator's dream. his energy is a live wire. He's gonna make things happen. He's gonna give you something to talk about. So it's hard to tell you that I don't go into a game wanting him to do well. I want him to do well, but at the same time, you have to be ready. When I went into it first, it was more difficult. But as I grew into it, I then had to be mindful that I don't want the fans out there to pick up any bias. So sometimes you go into the game and you have this team as a underdog and you have the other one as favorite, and you think they should win it. And then if you're not careful, you'll be talking a lot about one team doing well and the other one is going to struggle. So you have to be mindful of it, that you have to be consciously talking to yourself in your head that you need to be fair and you need to talk to what is happening out there. So you go into the game and you think, okay, this side A is supposed to lose. But if side A is doing better than side B in the game, you don't want to then talk as if side B is the one who is off today and A is just benefiting. They're off.
Okay.
You have to then say side A is doing so well and this is happening. But it's a conscience thing. But you're right with it, and it's an interesting question you ask, because in truth, I listen to a lot of the streamers these days, and sometimes I want to text them and say, look, you need to give credit to the other team, or it's too evident that you are for this team.
True.
It's there. I don't know if persons listening to me had ever picked that up at any point. I hope not. But I get it sometimes listening to the streamers who does that, and you don't want to do that because other fans are listening and the other team fans are listening too, and they want their moment in the sun. When they get their moment, you want it to be as colorful as any other. So for me, after a while, I then say to myself, I'm going to this game and I'm going to speak football. I'm going to speak football. So I'd love, don't get me wrong, I still want this team to do well or this particular player to do well. But I go to the game ready for a moment that is going to be created, and I don't limit myself to which team will give me that moment. I just want that moment.
Okay, I see Tom saying something, but you might mute. All right, let me welcome Info Media. Info.
Sir Jeremiah, good night.
Good night, Info.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for gracing us with your presence. Just as a quick question though. What was Donald? You say you guys develop a friendship outside of the commentary. So what was he like as a person outside of the commentary booth?
I mean, Donald is very emotional, and he strive on persons showing him that emotion. His feelings are fragile at times, and
well done, Campus.
He can be hurt quite easily if you are, and don't get me wrong, he wants you to be frank with him and constructive criticism, that's fine. But outside of his work, he loves his movies. He loves to go to the movies, and after seeing a movie, he'll tear it down and analyze it a whole lot. He likes hanging out with his friends. So if it's birthdays, he'll invite you out and he'll put on everything, and he just wants to have a great time with the friends around him. And so he's sort of playful, if you want to have it that way. He's almost like a big boy who still wants to be chirpy. They say gracefully surrender the tins of youth, but for him, he wants to still be that boy that enjoys his movie, that boy that expresses himself with his friends and just be. It's almost like living in that fairy tale, that he wants to do that. He wants to live that freedom. He wants to have that freedom about him. So he was easy to be with. I mean, for some persons they'd say, oh, he behaves like that, he's a big man, he should, but he just likes to relax with his friends and share times with his friends. For him, his greatest moments is to spend times with the ones that he loves,
Okay, all right. So Info is getting back on. Maybe I want to your favorite too, All right, so you can play now. This is the free kick that they want to hear.
Yeah, they want to hear.
Well, here's a free kick. It's bad. Oh my word! No, that is a start from the west. Stephon Spence, goal number 20 is a firecracker. And Froome, they retake the lead at the home of the favourites. Wow, just wow.
Yeah, Donald, wow, just wow. That's a ball from the green. That was shock. That's a goal and some. That had pace, power, precision, everything you needed for a goal. Wow. That's, for me, Donald, I don't know, you've called more games this season, but I'd give that the goal of the season so far. What a strike. Arrowed into the far corner. And yes, my friend, you've been beaten by class. Nothing you could do about that. Your reaction couldn't be as quick as the pace on that one. And what are we in for it? Just mentioning what some things about Spence. And yes.
Question. Let me ask I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to go out on a limb.
Yes.
You sure you guys didn't sit down and write a script before you do these matches? Hey,
No.
Sorry, ever hear the term 2 peas in a pot?
Yes.
Jamaica, listen to Donald when that goal scored.
The man cover up.
Hold on. I'm going to play it back again. I want you to listen when Donald do what he did. And just listen to Dwight, how he came in immediately. Like the director said, go. Right and cue. Just listen. Let me play it back. No, I want you guys to listen. Because I'm told, yeah, man, I'm going to play it again. Ready? It's back up.
Let me see if I the right one we carry. Hold on. We have too much things.
You have a lot of.
All right, so it's back up.
Yeah,
I want you guys to listen because I was told I'm over-exaggerated. just listen immediately after Donald.
You can play.
All right.
Well, here's a free kick. It's Spence! Oh my word! No, that is a star from the west. Stephon Spence, goal number 20 is a firecracker. And Froome, they retake the lead at the home of the favourites. Wow, just wow.
Yeah, Donald, wow, just wow. That's
Whoa,
a ball from
whoa.
the greens, not the blues. Trust me, that was shock. That's a goal and some. That had pace, power, precision, everything you needed for a goal. Wow. That's, for me, Donald, I don't know, you've called more games this season, but I'd give that the goal of the season so far. What a...
Whoa. How do you find those words immediately?
I tell you, maybe you ask me and I probably say, I don't know. It's just in the moment. Like okay. One thing is for sure, you want to be able to segue into it. So when he goes on his thing, then the replay is taking place. You're looking at it and you're formulating because for you want it to be a special moment, and so it can't be just a normal voice. Oh yeah, that was a good shot. Yeah, that was beautifully struck. And yeah, you have to have the energy with it. So definitely you feeding off the other person's energy, but for you too, you're going to jump in it. But once Donald, I have to think and listen to him. I want something to come in smoothly. I want it to be seamless. And so I listen and I just pick something out of it. At the moment, I didn't plan on it. He just had the wow, and I felt, okay, he said wow. And I just said, okay, wow, yes, wow. And
listen to me, man. Wow, I've never sounded better. Wow,
yes,
I've never
sounded better.
Can you remember how many wows you said in that goal?
Might have been about
Campo.
Info, what say you? We have the great.
And let me
I've been watching football from the 90s when Jamaica qualified for the World Cup. And
Yeah.
Neville Bell and Simon Croswell were the prominent football commentators.
Yeah.
And I think Donald Oliver transcend the commentary level of football in this country. If a player scores one goal, Donald Oliver can describe that goal and send that player in a famous football world by just one goal, by just describing that one goal, that player becomes famous right away. That's how good he is. And then now he was doing a narrate. He was narrating a finals before. He was talking about a finals. I believe it was Clarendon College. And the man talking about the script before the finals. Like he said, the Hills of Chapelton, and it comes down and it talk about the next team. Yeah. And when I listen to what man I said, yeah, you in your sense, you know that he's a special human being, because these type of commentary and these type of human beings come once time in our lifetime, like a Usain Bolt talent he has, where commentary is concerned. So you know that Feastcraft, you're not going to see him for a very long while.
No.
Because whenever him goes to football and I commentate, I tell you, even if the football is dull and this man I commentate, it draw you in. His voice draw you in to what he's saying. And I think he's a rare find. It's just that his life was short here, but it was worth listening to every day, because I said it. We miss him. And when I said before this happened, because I said, I think the Dakar Cup, and nothing about who is doing it, no, but I think from Donald Oliver and Sportsmac drew from it. I think that little sting in that commentary, I think Mr. just had it. It gone.
Yeah, man. So are you bring it back in? Are you carry it now, you know? until
what a shoes you give me for full, man. You know, he's in a virgin. You get me, man.
you know, he helped me.
But let me tell you something. Let me land. Let me tell you something. He's a special kind of human being. He's a special kind of human being. And my condolence to his immediate family. You know, these words can explain to how they would feel. No, you cannot tell a mother, or a father, or sister, or brother how they would feel. You cannot just describe the feeling, because you're not in their position right now. Because you expect him to live a little bit longer. And it was cut short by, illness. And we can't find sickness because we not go bite a shop. You understand? So that's one of those days. One of the great soldier, if father call him home to be at his right hand very early. We can't do nothing more than that.
Yeah, but you're right. As I said earlier, before you come on, I mean, a black and white game, he could just change it to a rainbow. I mean, he was that good. Trust me. And when you ask me the question, where do we get those words from? He just pulls it out of me, because you want to be matching. You want to be like that. You want to make sure that you don't disappoint him too, because he's there, he's doing all of that. You have to keep the level high. You have to maintain that. So you go to these games. I can tell you this. We go to a game, and I remember Mariah, who is on the Sportsmax Zone, she came to I think it was a semi-finals myself and Donald was doing at Sabina Park. And she sat and she looked at my book in front of me, and she was like, "Oh, this for one game?" And I mean, there was so much notes I had there. Some of it I didn't use, yes, but there was so much with different colors and stuff like those, and written down with this name here. And but Donald, and even what you talk about him narrating before a game, it was even me sitting across from him in the commentary box. I look forward to the opening sequence for the games, because he would prepare that coming into the commentary. So that part was good. That was prepared.
Yeah.
So he did his research.
He's good at that.
And then bring me in, and then I had to have a little piece too. And then after a time, I started preparing my little piece for when I come in as well, because that's before the game, so you can prepare that. But he was so good listening to it across from him. Like, you were ready for it. It was almost like when he's finished with that narrating, I was pumped up. It was my energy drink. That.
let me tell you this. I spoke to George Davis around 4 months ago. And when I understand that Sportsmax is giving up the rights to the schoolboy football, and we were talking about Donald Oliver, and George said to me, "Info, a Peter Drury, that man. The Peter Drury. You know? So let me tell you something.
As you
These
mentioned,
type of,
George.
as I said before, these type of human beings come once in a lifetime where talent is concerned, and he's very talented with the microphone. As me tell you, in capture the listening ears, and that is where. And whenever a football game, when a high profile match, and that man a talk before the game and I put the script together, it draws you right in the hills of Chapelton to the, and him just a continue, him just fluent. You get me?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, say Knockins a type in the chat, and I was watching a Premier League game the other night, about a week or two ago. And when Knockin a commentate, me say, all right, in the chat, me say, all right, Donald Oliver. I see what me say, no? I say, bro, so the man say, I do a thing and him can't hold it. You wanted to say something earlier, Dwight? And I think
I was saying George Davis and Lance used to do the football to Monday night stuff as well, and this was just testimony to how good and how highly rated he was, and he just mentioned it about George and about Donald, and I remember even again back to the Glenmuir Clarendon game, and I remember when we did it and it was there was a text coming in on YouTube stuff, and I saw a message from George, and he was like, Donald and Dwight creating magic at the National Stadium. I mean, this was, and I'm saying amongst his colleagues, he was so well rated and respected. Even Ricardo Chambers rated him highly. Lance Whitaker, the same thing. It's just that amongst his peers, and that there's nothing greater than that. For me, it's almost like a footballer getting the award in the Premier League in the UK when their peers give them that award. They say it's nothing greater because it's from their peers. For Donald, I mean, his peers, his rating amongst his peers, top jaw. I mean, I tell you, there's none better to do commentary with. There's none better to do commentary with. And kudos to the other guys I've done with. I mean, they've been good. And one of the things is that each commentator, you have to prepare differently for them, I mean, as an analyst, I mean, you have to be ready for them because they do things differently. When you come in and how you come in is different for guys. For Donald, I go to the games knowing when I'm with Donald, it's okay. I'm not overthinking, and I need to remember when I'm going to come in and how I'm going to come in. Donald is that good. That good, Jen.
You see Knockin's comment, Sadi.
Yeah,
no, honestly, I rate him. I rate him highly as a commentator. I rate him highly as a sports journalist. Any sport you give Donald is like water. He just fits in. He's like water, it just fits in. And that's a great human being in terms of his craft. We cannot take nothing away from him. He's very witty. And that is what good about. He's witty. Him can just one sentence and me love that game against Glenmuir, the finals there. The two finals that he did was the Champions Cup between Glenmuir and Clarendon College, and he did the final, and the commentary was memorable. I can't use the word. It was memorable. The man was out of his world. His class.
He was a different level, man.
He was like a Brian Lara at the crease in 1999, licking 153, was classless in those two games where the commentary is concerned. And we have to just give, I mean, like the YouTubers, them rate him. I tell you, Sadi and the entire YouTubers, they rate him because you want to emulate from people like those.
Yes.
People like those make you want to go on and do football more and to excel more because the greatness of the man is worth emulating. I'm telling you.
And DJ, that's why I was saying when Info came in that Info will take up the mantle. I don't know if he's as good. I say that to say because I don't know if Info have any apology for Dwight, because these days every coach come from this thing. Info have to apologize, but it seems like him have a good conscience.
No, I don't think he have any apology.
Right. No, listen, the last tour.
Info helped me to beat Central, Central is Info's team. But when I watched the game with Central, he was streaming that game and I watched it and I said, you know what, this is how I have to approach this game. So I know I upset him because Central was his team to go far. So
Mr. Jeremiah, in for the stream, I will just stream and talk about one team.
Wait. Don't say I'm a streamer and talk about one team. You know your man, I'm a streamer talk about one. That Sunday night I was in Waterhouse and I said, oh, Church and Beach play like them walk and pick up all I zinc them and St. Elizabeth. So who tell me if you go say
info? Info. Man, you're that killer in the comment section. You ever see me on try feel?
Mr. Tardy, then.
But info can't cause half the people them too much, you know, man.
Sorry, you got to find something else away from football to give them, for who don't know, a slight bit of versatility. I can put up this dollar and I could have find sorry. So bear with me. There's not much in this one, yeah.
You can play.
Okay.
Set by Calabar High last year. I suggest that they will run against the clock in this one based on the fact that Kingston College no longer in it. The start by Anthony Carpenter. It's a comfortable one. Already stamping his class on this field with about 150 meters to go in this first leg.
Ran a personal best at 200 meters today, 21 seconds flat at the Camperdown Classic on Saturday. He also ran a personal best at 400 meters, 46.46. So he's in the form of his life right now, Anthony Carpenter.
Yeah, he will hand over now to Christopher Taylor. And Taylor with a comfortable lead, and no doubt he'll want to extend that lead. Excelsior High on the outside, trying to close that gap. Mona is in third spot at the moment, but Taylor comfortable along the back straight with a lead of about 30 meters.
Usually Christopher Taylor would be on the anchor leg for Calabar. They've put him on second today, maybe just trying something a little bit different.
It's probably 40 meters now. Taylor stretching that lead. This boy doesn't tire at all, Christopher Taylor. Cruising home in this second leg. And Calabar easy does it.
They have Shamar Chambers on the third leg. Shamar Chambers, this is only second year representing Calabar. Last year was not able to compete at the high school championships, but finished second at 400 flat last year. And now he will be able to compete at the high school championship because he sat out a year and he's looked good this season. A couple of 46.8s and a 46.9 as well. The former St. George's man with a massive lead for Calabar now.
Yeah, the lead is.
No man, we just make them get a bit of versatility, man.
Yes,
when a track and field, the man studying craft. The man could have described every athlete, describe everything about every athlete when they do tracks. Just the same, just as football. It's like the man sit on the night before and get a paper, a stat sheet with every athlete who are going to take part.
In truth,
when them race come,
that gosh, is one of the
man have a gift, man.
It's a given for commentators if you're going to be good at it. The researching has to be like before a game, like when I get the listing out and we're going to do whatever game, like 2-3 nights before that or days before that, you just start gathering information. You just start looking, and then in those gathering information, things are going to pop out at you at who you're going to, who is likely that when they're on the ball, what is likely to happen. You have their goals, you have when they score, how many they score, those type of stuff. Assists, I mean, what they've done normally, just everything. I mean, when you're finished, it's so much info. But one of the key thing with commentary, and I think that's why Donald was that good too, is that sometimes people have this information and they feel obligated, like they want to get this information out, and because they're so eager, when they give the information out, it's not relevant at that time. So time is always important. So you have the information. Sometimes you leave a game and 50% of what you have, you don't use it because it doesn't make sense. You just throw it out there because you have it. You wait until something happens and that player, that particular athlete does something, then you can speak to it. Or sometimes you have it.
Sometimes
Starting, me not cut Dwight. But if you go back on my stream, me have a little Donald Oliver with teeth, but me not say it on here.
No, you have to go say it tonight, I mean, if you say it on here, when you go say it?
Hey, Dwight.
Sunday game.
When I listen to that, click in a while ago, Dwight, I hear how him put his words with the facts, especially when he say this guy cannot tire. Or him put it into word in a few more words and make it fit right in with the stats. You hear the little part of clipping a while ago when the Calabar you would get away to about 40, and he said this guy cannot tire. Look how he's going. Yeah, he just put his words with the stats and everything just mesh into one.
And that's what it has to be. And that's why some persons have the information, but it doesn't resonate with the audience, or it doesn't make the impact because of how you use it. It has to be relevant to that moment, to that time. So sometimes you see something on the field, somebody does something, it is that moment that you're going to speak about that player, because you may have a little information on a particular player. Sometimes in commentary, because you want to get it out, you'll tell the producer, when you can zero in on number 10 for me. And so they will pick up number 10, then you can speak on him. But a lot of times what you want to do is to use the information at the right time, because if you don't, like you just rightfully say, he tied it with the stats in terms of how he runs and the times he have over what distance. So when he said he doesn't tire, then it makes sense because of what he said before with the stats. So that he was good at that as well. Was very good at that in terms of using it at the right time, and you know, sometimes he will dictate to the producer what he wants to come up on the screen. I mean, which player he wants him to zero in on, so he can speak about that particular player. But it's always a story. I can tell you that is what he goes by. His mantra is that every game is a story being told, and it's not just a football match. And I speak to football because that's what, you know, myself and him would have shared many moments with. It's not just a football match. He wants to tell a story, and the story is outside of the pitch in terms of things this guy does outside of the pitch, things he's done before. I mean, his journey leading up to that, whatever he can tell about the particular player, he will want to do that, because for him it's a story being told, not just a game being talked over.
Dwight, on a serious matter now, I know you probably find it difficult to listen to a Sardi Crest commentary.
No.
And I'm gonna put the no, listen. Me not great like the Knockins and the Bam, and me I'm gonna call the name the way I chat here, so nobody kill me. And the infos. But how can you assist a Sardi Crest to get better?
The most I can tell him is just to prepare. It's that to me is the biggest thing that I think. It's like, okay, you're going to carry a dental game tomorrow, and some of us, we go off our acquaintances with the team, some players or persons with that, but for 90 minutes you recognize that the acquaintance is not enough substance to carry you for 90 minutes to really hold the audience or cause people to want to listen. Like I heard one, I don't know who was saying it before, like, okay, Donald knows the nickname of the person and stuff like that, and so he calls him by that, and then he may tell you his mother, something about his mom, or something that goes on in his life before. I mean, as much as you possibly can. Even when I go to a game, I'll tell you, Sardi, I will have a lot of chats with coaches before the game. And I tell you a lot sometimes, the conversation that we have just before game time is big in helping me in commentary, because you learn so much more just by having that little conversation with them. So for me, I will tell you, preparation is one of the biggest things for doing these games. It's not just enough to have the camera and to be just okay talking, and then what we have to look at too is that we have to remember that you are talking to picture. It's not a radio commentary, so a lot of times it doesn't have to be ball by ball, so the stories can be told while the ball is being played, because you can pick it up at any time, because the audience is actually seeing it. They're seeing the ball being played to that guy, so you don't have to say, oh, he plays it over to the left to that guy and he plays it back in the middle. Okay, it doesn't have to be ball by ball like that. so you can in between it tell the story, and people want to hear that. They want to hear a little bit in between it, especially when the game is not the most exciting too. So you can do that. But research for me is big. I mean, that I think helps me a whole lot going into a game. And I will not lie to you, drive into a game, if I'm driving from Trelawney to Kingston to do a game, it's not the music I listen to. I listen to past commentaries I've done, and I've listened to the Peter Juries, the Donalds and stuff. I just drive in and listen to that because it gets my frame of mind into it, and I'm ready for it. And you try not to plagiarize somebody else because you don't want that. But what it does, it gives you ideas too as to how to carry out your craft. Because in truth, we're not redefining the wheel, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're just trying to, as somebody said, I think it was Info who came in and said he transcend the stuff. You know, I mean, Koskill and them others bring it to a level. Then you're just picking it up. It's like a relay. So it's not like you're running all the legs. You're just carrying on. So there's no problem listening to and getting ideas from others. I mean, you just don't plagiarize them like that, but you get ideas. But research, if it's one thing, I'd say research and live it, listen it, listen yourself too.
Jeremiah, if you guys research doing a game, do you guys research do a research on the whole team, like the whole, or you just do the starting 11, or you do the whole 22-man or 23-man squad, or within both teams?
All right, you research a team. You want the entire team. You don't know who will come off the bench, but we also have apps or sites that we can get info on. So because you can't have everything up at the moment. So okay, Saudi's coming off the bench. So quickly I will type in on my app the thing I have, and I type in Saudi because he's now on the park. So I'll get my info up on him. So when you see before on a table behind the scene, I have my book that I did all the writing I can on the players that you know are going to feature. You want to have that ready at your fingertips. Then you're going to have other things like my tablet and my phone or my computer there too. So they're like 2-3 different devices, and they're going in between them, just touching and trying to find, type in Saudi, type in Tom, just to see something comes up on them, because that's what you want to have. But you can't do every single player in it, like having details on them, but you have information on them in terms of age and how many games they've played. And coaches have sequence, you know. I mean, coaches, you can bet your bottom dollar, coaches 9 out of 10 times they have a sequence who's going to come off the bench and stuff like that. Except when they're losing badly or winning heavily, then you'll see an unknown come on and stuff like that. So those things help to guide you too, you know. So you research on those mainly who is going to give you something. And then the others know you have info or somewhere where you can find info on them at a fingertip.
Okay.
This is night. You see, people, we're gonna almost an hour and a half live. You know one thing me I tell you, do I? Everybody come on the Saudi Crash show. Well, me you never have no deal, but everybody has say, yo, I just 15 or 20 minutes me can give you no Saudi. And if you follow them, we go for you all night, you know. But respect, man, that is the vibes on the Saudi Crash show. And you know, people, I say this to say and I ask the question, how can I get better? Because at all times I try to improve myself. And if it is necessary that I reach out to somebody to assist, and that's me, I'm always learning and I want to continue to learn.
Yes, no, man. Yes, student of the game is one thing students always learn, you know. It's just students' duties to learn. And you being better and me wanting to get back in and lift the standard again, for me it's all in honor of Donald, like our local person that we can say, I want to be like Donald. Nothing is wrong with that. People wants to be like Peter Jury. He was our Peter Jury here. And there are persons who would say, I want to be like Donald. I want to walk in that footstep. And for me, I want, because I've created so many memories with him, I want when I get into that box again, it's about persons can say, yes, he was one that was with Donald, and every time I do it, they can remember him, because whatever standards we set, whatever memories we created, I want to build on that. I want to continue his legacy as best as I possibly can. because I think he deserves that, because I mean that was his field. I entered into it. I was privileged enough to get a chance on one of, if not the largest sports network in the Caribbean at the time. It's very rare sometimes you get to own your skill or be a rookie and get your chance on such a huge network. I did, and Donald made it easy for me. And the least I can do is when I get in there again, is just carry on in his memory, in his name, in as best as I possibly can. And you two doing your bit. I mean, we can all be branches of Donald in terms of, let it be that he guided the standards that we set. Let it be that way. So yeah, it was a pleasure being on with you. And anytime, I mean, you can call me up at times. Sometimes just busy all over the place, but you can call me up.
You know, somewhat, may I look for your number in a boss, I can't find it. But anyway, you can stay, don't leave yet. We're gonna close the show. We can just have a little rap backstage just to get these little things out. But people, this is part 1. Maybe we're gonna have at least 4 parts of this show, remembering Donald Oliver. It won't take an hour and a half. Trust me. This is a lifetime memory. And I tell people this all the time. I will listen to people. I think, as I say, I call Knockins the other day Donald. I say, go on, Donald, Oliver. And I don't remember I said to Info what day. You need to go back and listen to some people, you know, Info. As you say, Info no have to cost by his stream.
Yeah, man. Your Info tell somebody one day, say, must go and listen somewhere else. If you don't like it, then why not go have somewhere?
Serious thing. Yo, I bad this man missy on YouTube, man. The man on a ramp, man. And anyway, go inch up badness. But he's that type of person. He's not serious and not personal. He's just entertain.
So Info is on still?
Yes, man.
Sorry, somebody asked me to share this.
Info, I've asked you this question. I've asked you. I mean, why is it that you didn't travel to Trelawney to do the game with William Neban Central? Is it because you expected that one to be?
I was there. I did it.
I didn't see you, man. You need to come over and interview me after, man.
No, Dwight. The man, me never know when sleep night.
But I didn't see the man come and interview me, man.
It can't reach a Clarendon more fast when reach there. I fly by the hill.
Sorry. Rajic, want to play something for Dwight.
Yeah, man, put it up now.
The last one. It's up there.
It's up? All right, let me add it.
Yeah, man. So, Dwight.
Yes.
This is a special request for you again.
What's this?
Bring us back to this moment. Ready?
Okay.
Wing inside 1-1. Fabian Reed. It had to be him again. His 11th goal this season. Flanagan's number 13. His 5th against Toby United. And the captain has brought the junglist level against Toby United. It's 1-1.
Looked as if it would just be a matter of time for Arnett Gardens to score. And it is their leading goal scorer this season. Decided to keep him up.
All right,
why,
so,
again, man, and that Fabian Reed goal is like Donald just knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, some of them he knew. I don't know if you had the one from Montego Bay when he scored 100 goal. I mean, it was likely you're going to a game and he's on 99.
Yes.
I remember the game now. I remember the game. What on the game between Rossies and Clarendon College final. That is the game when you hear when they talk about the young man, Fagati.
Yeah, that's a story.
Yes, and they say written among the stars. And before a game, it was just going on. That final between Rossies and
you can't. And I will tell you, I'm not saying. And I said earlier that you don't go into games with pre-prepared scripts, but sometimes you do because one or two things you know is likely to happen. And as a commentator, if it happens and you weren't ready for it and you didn't really make the most of it, that's like committing a crime as a commentator. You can't see Parker Blacks on 99 goals coming into a game who normally scores, and you wouldn't prepare for that 100 goal in that game. if he didn't score it, you walk around with that script for the next game again he's going to play, because it is likely you want to be ready for that 101. And I think that is what, if you go back to the one in Mobe when he scored the 100 goal, he spoke about Marlborough, going to India, back to Jamaica, to Kingston. He went on, and that he was ready for it. I was with him in commentary for that game, and he was ready. He was really ready for it, and I was happy, because you have to be ready for something like that. So sometimes you prepare for it, especially moments like that, because everybody knows it's likely to happen. And for you want to make it a special moment for Blacks. I mean, Blacks goes back and listen to that. Parker Blacks go back and listen it. I can guarantee you that. I mean, players go back and listen Donald when he does what he does. They go back to listen that goal. For them, that goal is special. Dixon told me he went back and listened to that hat trick in the final, and he said he listened it because of the commentary as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey man, I tell you, trust me, these are memorable moments, and we have a lot, people. We have a whole lot. But I must again say how much we appreciate having Dwight Jeremiah, aka DJ, with us. I interviewed him, I think, last time at Dingtil. It was a very
you
one.
interviewed me at Dingtil, yes.
Yeah, man, I stick him up with a few questions, but he wheel around it, trying to. But I'm gonna leave it back until we have him here as the coach of William Knibb High School. So people, thank you very much for staying with us. This is, as I mentioned, part one. We'll be coming back with other parts, because I know that... Sorry. Which one?
The one himself to look for. Remember, I said on my finger.
Yeah, man. So we'll close out with it. We will close out with it. But
I just him fights though, not the goal. Just him fights.
Yes. So we want
to find the finals on me at about. Me no stand me like that to play the video, but listen to it.
Well, all right. Hold on a second. Yeah, I just want to say the videos and the audios that we played, these are not Saudi Crest videos. We have taken some from Sportsmax and TikTok as well. All right, just to let you know and to give commendation.
Putting the disclaimer out there.
Of course, why not?
Yeah. So this is
all right, quick info. Go ahead. Let me hear what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, do info first.
He died when he was just 3 years old. He actually led the line with Anthony Fagana before was for a couple of years, scoring goals. And I can just imagine it's so emotional for him to be here on the stage. But we're off here for the 2017 Cup final here in the Paris capital of Montego Bay. Clarence Williams, Garrett Williams.
Oh, this is the one where the young man scored for him father.
Yeah.
Number 9. I was watching that one today, number 9.
The marksman from Florida College makes the huge save. The opening goal in the contest comes in the 36th minute.
You know what happened?
I was watching that one today.
Some of these commentary, me never get them live, because me there the game. I get a chance to watch it,
When this youngster scored, they said his father died when he was 3 years old.
All right, info, thanks. Let me use this one to close. So people, again, stay tuned for us.
Here's the 100 one coming. New info.
All right, go ahead now, Campus.
Georgia and Manipur, India, and back to Kingston, Jamaica, gets his 100th goal in his professional career.
But what a team to get it against. This Montego Bay United was marked from Seba United, and we know the history between Arnott and Seba. So it's a big club for him to get it against. Got a chance earlier, a glancing header.
First, I have to thank Father God, thank my team.
Yeah, man. What do you man find the words there, Dwight, to describe the 100 goal there?
Campus, I'm going to kill poor Dwight tonight.
No, man. You man find a word to describe the 100 goal like me, I tell you. Back from where, back from when, back from... Man get a gift, man. He will
Yeah,
be
man.
missed.
He
Anyway,
had
my
that
people,
one. He had that
I
one
just want
ready
to
for that
say
100
thank you
goal.
very much
I
for staying
mean,
with us.
and
Before you go,
in that goal, in that 100 goal, he told a story in it. The story was where he would have gone, his footballing journey would have taken him. So in that little moment, persons knew I was able to know now where Parker Blacks would have gone to play football.
That's when I knew when he went. That's when I knew his travel record.
India.
Yeah.
No one knew. No one knew then. Just that little split second.
That's a good job.
Yeah,
Not
man.
just a commentator.
Yeah, so like that, he would have prepared for that moment with those info for that, because he would have checked to see where he would have gone. And he was in India the other day and just coming back. So that was like it. So when he did that, for me now, I have to come in now with still some stories. So Arnett and Seba was big rival back then, and you have to tie it back to Montego Bay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that was for Donald. He was ready. He was always ready when he went into the commentary box.
Wow.
Then, all right, as I can say, condolences to the family, condolences to you. You have gained a friend, an icon. I can just say condolence to you and this family and to the entire broadcasting world.
Yeah.
He will be missed. He will be missed.
He is missed for sure. He's missed for sure. So, I mean, whatever we'll do, we'll pay our last respect as much as possible. I know he's originally from St. Thomas. That's where I know he says. So wherever it's going to be, I mean, we'll have to be there for him. And I'll have to travel across the island to make sure I'm there as well. I have to
we will be there. I will be there.
That's good. That's good. It's good.
Anyway, people, that's it. We're leaving you out.
But I'll be back here again. Just give me a shout up, Sadi, whenever you're ready.
Hold on, don't leave, boss. Stay backstage. You know what I think, sir? We're not backstage here. You stay.
All right, brothers. Davis, for the rest of you guys. Yeah, man, it was a pleasure meeting you all.
Yeah. Bless up. Yeah.